The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
So I am very privileged today to be speaking with Tateness is Greatness, and he is the TNT Heavyweight Champion. Thank you for joining today.
Woo-hoo! Aren't you a lucky boy, huh? Joined in the presence by greatness, and like you said, the TNT World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, you have been the TNT Champion for over 120 plus days, if I did my research properly.
Hey, I ain't counting. When you got something forever, I don't need to count the days. You know, I'm holding on to this title until I die. You're gonna prize it from my cold dead fingers, and that will be hard to do because I will die in the most spectacular way that you won't even be able to catch my body. It's going to like pass through the ether into the next universe. You won't even be able to see this body. I'm taking this title with me.
Yeah, I mean, you won it from sheer money back in September, I believe.
That's right. Yep.
It was a quick match, wasn't it?
12 seconds, buddy. 12 seconds. How many things can you do in 12 seconds?
Not many.
Embarrassing things. But for me, I can win a World Heavyweight Championship. Not just any World Heavyweight Championship. Let's get this right here.
Go on, let's let it make a cameo.
Oh!
Just look at that.
Beautiful. Where is this camera? Most beautiful World Heavyweight Championship.
It's one of the nicest championships I've seen in the UK.
It's gorgeous. And what better arms to be on than mine? The greatest professional wrestler to ever walk planet Earth. And again, like I say, not just on its beauty, but let's talk about its prestige. Let's talk about the fact that it's been held by J.D. McDonough of Judgment Day, by Walter Gunther of is he still the Intercontinental Champion?
Yep.
A hard man to beat. So that everything title he holds raises in value, much like the TNT World Heavyweight Championship, held by Dan Maloney, who's been having an incredible career over in Japan, just debuting at Wrestle Kingdom not so long ago. This championship is held by the greats, and it's a legitimate World Heavyweight Championship. I say World Heavyweight Championship. It's been defended multiple times internationally in the last 12 months, most notably by me. I've already held it, and when I was in Denmark, when I defended it in Spain, and now I'm going to go on at the end of the month over to France and defend it at Richie Catch Pro Wrestling out there.
What's it like for you to go abroad and compete?
What's it like? I quite like it. You know, I like to taste the foreign food. I like to drink the foreign things, see the sights. And, you know, it's always a new, fresh batch of beautiful women to come say hello to the MayFairs.
I like it, man. So out of Denmark, Spain, and France, which one's been your favourite place to go and why?
You know what? I think it was Spain. Even though it was November, it was still so warm in comparison to London. And I love London, particularly West London. But it does, you know, it gets cold, and you know that can be enjoyable in its own right in some places. But you know, I got a bit of hot, I got a bit of hot blood in me, and I like the heat. So it was, you know, it was still quite warm out there. I was walking around with my shirt off and a pair of shorts on. I was down the beach, I had dipping my toes in the sea. I like that. I also like the culture and the flow out there. It's enjoyable. The wrestlers and the fans are big fans of what we do here in the UK as well. So that's probably my number one of the ones I've been to. France, I've got a lot of time for France, particularly Paris. I've spent a lot of time there in my life. A lot of shopping, a lot of beautiful women, a lot of great coffee. But it's the first time I'll be fighting in France for a champ, like in an official match. I've had a couple of scraps out there myself, but not for defending my world title. So I will report back to you. If you come and find me and ask me, I will let you know how I find that in comparison to the others. But right now, El Giza Espanol ranks number one, I'd say.
I mean, let's be honest, you came up short yesterday, didn't you? Tidal. Tidal wrestling. You lost against Scotty Rogue, didn't you?
Were you there?
Yeah, you lost against Scotty Rogue,
Were
didn't you?
you there? Were you there?
I wasn't.
Okay. All right. So if you're going to report on something like that, if you're going to talk about something like that, talk with knowledge, would you? I was kicked in the dick in my big MayFairs balls and then kicked in the head while the referee wasn't looking. That's how I was unfairly screwed out of the Tidal Wrestling Championship. So if you're gonna do that, use some like just report it with the fact. I was cheated. I was literally on the receiving end of an illegal maneuver by my opponent while the ref wasn't looking.
Was your arms down for the free count though?
I'm raising it with Tidal Wrestling. I'm sending the footage. I've raised it with the team, and this will not go ahead. This isn't illegal. You know, it's a stolen, illegitimate win, and I think Scott is going to. He's in line to be fined, and we're going to have to run that back. It's disgraceful.
So you're hoping to have another opportunity?
I deserve another opportunity. I haven't had my opportunity. It was It was an illegitimate match. It was a disqualification. He should be stripped of the title and fined.
I see.
As such. So yeah, get your facts straight, you idiot. For God's sake.
And we're on about your favourite places that you're going. I see that you are going to be over in Philadelphia in April. Mania weekend.
In particular, good about Philadelphia. I don't even like the cheese or whatever it is, but America, sure, why not? More money, more fame, more love for the MayFairs. Well, yeah. So I'm taking over the world. I've already said it. This title is a world title, the TNT World Heavyweight Championship. I'm defending it on multiple continents this year, and America's just another one of those steps.
Is there anywhere else that you're planning on going this year apart from America and France? Anywhere?
I do. I have a numerous amount of conversations going on with a number of promoters around the world. I could tell you, but I also feel like it takes a little bit of the pizzazz away. I like to drop these like shockers on you as they come, and you guys are like, "Oh my god, I can't believe!" Yeah, stay tuned.
So talk to me about progress. You had a very high-profile match with William Ospreay last year.
William Ospreay had a high-profile match with Tate MayFairs last year. Yeah, I was happy to give the kid the rub. He did this call-out thing in whenever it was, February of last year. I spoke to him. I said, "Is this real?" He said, "It is." People put out videos. He responded. He said, "Is that it? Is that it?" I put out my video, and he felt a little bit embarrassed, didn't he? He tucked his tail in between his legs, hid his head in the sand, and went, "Oh no, don't talk about the call out anymore." And he tried to run. He got himself into super strong style, and then I got drawn to, and then we went in there,
and you lost.
And I gave him a great match where he struggled to put me away for over half an hour. The supposed best wrestler in the world struggled. And once again, you jump to these headlines like some kind of clickbait journalist. It kind of pisses me off because did you watch the match? Were you there? Did you watch it online?
I watched the match.
Did you use Demand Progress Plus with the promo code TATENESS to get yourself a free month for free and go and watch it on the program?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay, so then tell me this. Did I or did I not have Will Ospreay's shoulders on the mat for 3 seconds?
You did.
Ah, okay, move on.
But did he have yours?
No. Move on. I headline Tate MayFairs faced Will Ospreay, had his shoulders on the mat for over 3 seconds. You're welcome. Let's move on.
You did. Would you like to run it back with Will?
He said he wanted to run it back. He got on the microphone afterwards and went, "Whoa, okay, fair play, Tate. Fair play, MayFairs." As in quote for quote, "Fair play, MayFairs. If you want to do it again, I want to do it. Let's do it." And he was reaching out to shake my hand and give me a handshake and a spud. So yeah, he's a big fan. He wants to run it back. I said I'd run it back. He is nowhere to be seen, and he's running away once again. He's all this and not this.
See, speaking about running,
I'm telling lies, bro. Have I lied yet?
you haven't.
I haven't.
You speak the truth. Speaking of matches that went on for about half an hour, your recent match at Unboxing with Simon Miller, that was a match itself. Let me tell you, it off 20, just under 28 minutes, the match went on for, and that was brutal. It was back and forth, and the best man came out as the winner.
Well, you're right about one thing there, finally. And yeah, it was brutal. It was brutal. I mean, but this is what happens. I mean, this if you've seen in the build-up, the interviews that we did beforehand, like this has been going on at Progress. This has been going on for 2 years. Beyond Progress, this has been going on for 5 years. I fucking hate that dude. Like, honestly, this is a problem, and it's a problem that shouldn't have spilled over into Progress. Him as a host, but unfortunately, it did spill over because his unprofessional, like him being so unprofessional that he couldn't like just announce me properly and show me the due respect that I deserve and have earned. I beat him again, and then we ended up in this street fight situation, and it did get a bit out of hand. It went all over the place. But look, I said before, and I proved it, and I'll reiterate again. He's not about it. There's very few people in this business. I could name them on one hand. One hand, I could name the amount of people who are really about it. And I mean really about it. Violence, like truly. Pro wrestling is one thing. Having a wrestling sporting competition is one thing. But being really about it, being a bit, bit tapped. Let's be honest. I told you all I'm a violent man. I've lived it. It's right here. Any fucking time I want to. And he lived that. He endured that. And I think it's safe to say he's not going to come back to at least to me. He's got two options. I've seen this before in fighters. He will either hang his boots up and stick to the YouTube. Maybe even because of that beating, he may even just like remove himself from the YouTubing entirely, because like this kind of a beating 3 times and such a violent beating last time, like it's going to have an effect on his psyche, and he's going to have to. He may not want to talk about wrestling again after this. He's probably having sleepless nights. They'll either do that, or it's going to change him, and he's going to become the best version of Simon that he could ever be. One thing that he can't do is beat me, because I'm so deep in his head.
Would you say you have more respect for him now?
Simon brought out more than I was expecting. I'll say that. I've been in the ring with him now several times. I've got in his face. I've looked him in the eye. And I will say, he did surprise me a little bit in December just gone. He gave me more of a fight than I was expecting. I was expecting a fight. I've been in there with him, but I wasn't expecting him to be so resilient. I will say that, and that does gain some respect. Him as a person, still don't give a crap. Like, I still don't like him.
Could you see you and Simon, maybe you see it with people like enemies, frenemies, whatever you want to call it, and then they become a team and then go for the Progress Tag Team titles? Could you see that happening?
Absolutely no chance. Absolutely no chance.
Not a chance.
No, not a single drop.
If he came to you with the idea, what would you say?
I'd say you can pay me and carry my bags like a little fanboy you are.
So you're in a competition at the end of the month at Progress in a little tournament.
It's not a tournament. It's the Thunder Bastard match. It's like a match with multiple people in it. It ends up being eliminated as they go. There's some of the best wrestlers in the country, and by that means the world, because the best wrestlers in the world do live in the United Kingdom. And yeah, like I think it's clear to everyone, I'm head and shoulders above everybody in the world, like especially in that company. And so it'll be me walking out with the key, because the winner gets a key, and that key unlocks a world championship match anytime, any place of the owner's choosing. And it's just my destiny. I've already got the TNT World Heavyweight Championship, and then I'm going to get the Progress World Championship over here.
Maybe the Tidal.
World Heavyweight Champion.
Would you say you're long overdue the Progress title opportunity?
I mean, I don't have to say it because you already know it.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of TNT, last year...
Hold on, while we're on Progress, I'm just going to pull you back a little second. While we're talking about Progress, who do you think of more than me when it comes to that company and that championship? Is there anybody that like represents that company more than me? That's the question. Does anybody represent that company more than me?
Kid like us.
Okay, you think he represents that and promotes that company better than me?
I didn't say promote. You said that. I would say he's...
The question. You've got one guy potentially. Anyone else?
Apart from the champion at the moment, Spike Trevor, he represents it well.
Mm-hmm. But anyone else? Is that kind of it? You're stuck for answers, aren't you? Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. It's kind of embarrassing, really, isn't it, that they wouldn't make more of a deal of me? That they wouldn't.
Yeah. I see your point.
Promote. Did they not sell out the last show entirely off of me and my match?
Yeah, the tickets went pretty quick.
Yeah. All right, move on.
Back to TNT. So you have been TNT champion for a little while now. How did it feel to see your face as the champion front of stage of the poster that they recently released?
Just the same as any other poster that I'm on the front of stage of, man. It's normal to me. First time it was fun when I was, much younger, and I was like, oh, look, I'm on the poster. But I'm used to this, man. There's literally vans go around Kent that with my face on promoting wrestling. I'm posted around towns. I'm posted all over the internet. The people highest up in the business, from the office to the boys, they're all talking about me. Everybody knows that Tateness is greatness. It's just a matter of time until the whole world bows down. It's only the fans and the Dinlo marks, the stupid little people in office, the little rat opinions and their rat weaselly ways of approaching things that don't quite get it yet, but you're gonna get it because it's inevitable. It's like water falling to the earth. It's like grass growing out the ground. It's nature. I am the greatest.
So you and TNT had a partnership with GCW that came over last year. You was in a losing effort against team, is it Bussy, if I'm correct?
No, it's Thrussy, isn't it? Because there's three of them. Dark Sheik, Ali Catch, Effie. Do your research. You're going to say something about me losing a match, yeah? And you don't even know anything about it.
Sorry for mispronouncing the name. I mean, how did it feel losing?
Was I pinned?
You wasn't, but your team lost.
Was I pinned?
You wasn't.
Okay.
So GCW are coming over again this year. Who would you like to have a match against this year on their roster, if you could?
Literally any one of them. I really like that company and what they're doing. I think that there is absolutely no one in their league in independent wrestling. This TNT World Heavyweight Championship, right? Let's talk about it. This TNT World Heavyweight Championship has been defended more times internationally than the Progress World Championship, than the Rev Pro World Championship, than the AEW World Championship, than the WWE World Championship. The only World Championship that exists, that the TNT World Heavyweight Championship hasn't been defended more times internationally than, is the GCW World Heavyweight Championship. So I will give them their props. Absolutely. Maybe that answer in itself says that I should face the GCW champion. I've never fought. The current holder is Blake Christian. Never fought him. I know him, and I know I'd kick his ass anytime, any day, any place. So maybe him. On top of that, I will say Jordan Oliver and I have some history. I think he's a fantastic wrestler. I don't really like agree with his approach to life, but that's no stranger. That's nothing new. There's very few people who I do. We have had a match, and yeah, I didn't get that one. It was 2 years ago though, and I would love to run that back and like wrong that right that wrong rather. So those are two matches I would, I guess, have on my mind. Alternatively, any one of them can get it. Any one of them can get it. I've said the best wrestlers in the world live in the United Kingdom. I am the best wrestler in the United Kingdom, and if you go to Google, I am the greatest professional wrestler to ever walk planet Earth.
If GCW came to you and asked you to compete in one of their death matches with Nick Gage, would you consider it?
Look, I said I'm a violent man. You've seen the things I'll go to, yeah? The things I'll do. Also, I'm not a stupid man. I'm not a dumbass. I look this pretty and I have this money because I'm smart. If you want me to have a death match with a Nick Gage or anyone, A, the money's got to be right. And B, I think you guys kind of like don't always understand things as they are, what reality is like. You can book me in any kind of match. You could book me in a death match, and maybe I'll just pin them with the schoolboy. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I don't compete by your ways and your rules. If I really, really don't like you, if I have a personal vendetta, a personal beef, a problem with you, I will take it upon me to violently pick you apart, rip the flesh off of your skin, lick your blood off of your body, and make you pay, make you have nightmares about me. But I don't have to subject myself to those rules just to entertain people. And I would only do that kind of thing if I was being paid incredibly handsomely.
I see. So,
Do you understand what I'm saying? Why would I enter a death match just for the sake of it? I would only enter into that kind of rules if it was because I really want to legally be allowed to torture you. Yeah. But otherwise, why would I bother? Why would I get myself into that? That's stupid. I mean, you could book me in there against my will, and like I said, I could just beat you with a roll-up pin.
true. Very true.
That means you Tate MayFairs versus Nick Gage in a death match. 1, 2, 3. Right hand. Bang. 1, 2, 3. Thanks for coming out, guys. Or look up schoolboy 1, 2, 3. Cheers, guys. Idiots.
So you reckon you could have Nick Gage?
I think there ain't a man walking earth I couldn't kick the living shit out of.
I see. You've had your fair share of matches with Alexxis Falcon, haven't you, over at TNT?
No.
You've had one or two, haven't you?
I've fought Alexxis Falcon one time at Wrestling Resurgence. and I beat her.
What's your opinion on her as a wrestler?
I think she's come along leaps and bounds. I think she's a great wrestler, and I think that despite, I don't really want to say it, but like, I think her relationship with Charles Crowley has kind of brought out the best in her, at least the more entertaining side of her. And I think her evolution has been fantastic. I feel like, she could win the Progress Wrestling Women's title if she sets her mind to it, and any world women's world title if she sets her mind to. But this is a man's world. You get in the ring with me, I'm going to knock you out, and that's what happened.
Very true. What else have you got planned for 2024? Would you say?
Oh, a lot of things, buddy. First, obviously, I'm continuing to defend this title, the TNT World title, around the world, France, and beyond. Continuing to show that I am the king of the United Kingdom. 153 matches last year. The calendar is already rammed through the year with matches through the United Kingdom. And like I said, going out to WrestleMania is just the beginning of me dominating and reclaiming an American land. I'm going to get that as recolonize that thing. And then, like I said, when you asked me earlier about where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do, I've got a bunch of little things cooking, and I will drop them on you when you least expect them. I'm not going to lay them all out now. I'm not going to give you an exclusive. Who do you think you are?
Can you give us anything for 2024 for Tate MayFairs?
I told you I'm going to take the TNT World Championship across multiple continents. I'm going to have matches against people who are fan favorites internationally, and I'm going to bring them down a peg and show them all. I'm going to make it impossible for you all to try and make these smug little comments and claims that you do and try and say that such and such is better than me. There ain't no man better than me. There ain't no one better than me. It's going to be embarrassing by the end of the year to post a GIF or buy a t-shirt or talk about anybody as being something more important than me.
I understand. You are a unbelievable performer, my friend. One of the hottest in the UK at the moment.
All right, stop coming on to me. I know I'm attractive, but it's just weird.
Don't be silly. So you have a competing at IWN in February, if I'm correct, or at the end of this month.
It's at the end of this month. Yeah, it's a busy weekend. It starts at IWN. Be me versus Ricky Knight Jr. in that Super 8. There's a lot of people are calling it the Super Tate tournament because it's undoubtedly coming home with me. And then, like you say, over to France, Richie Catch, defend the TNT World title, and then fly back and do the Thunder Bastard match where I'll win the key to the Progress Wrestling title. So yeah, it's a busy weekend. But yeah, it does start, as you mentioned, IWN. Fight night, Friday night, whatever it is, Super 8 tournament, Super Tate tournament. Be me and Ricky Knight Jr. And I said I could count on one hand the amount of people who are really about it, real tough bastards, and he's one of them. So I'm looking forward to that scrap. It's going to. Have you been
in the ring with Ricky Knight Jr. before?
Yes.
What's your opinion on him as a performer over the years? Would you say he's come on?
Yeah, I mean, look, he's a natural. Like I said, there's a few people in this business who really about it. He's one of them, and I think his accolades speak for himself. He's done tremendous things. He's won incredible titles. He's had incredible matches. And he's from, a famous wrestling family, one of the most famous wrestling families in the world. And that adds to his aura. It adds to his confidence. And it's, a contributing factor to his natural ability. He's very good. He's going to be a tough fight. He has been a tough fight. But I'm going to win. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. I'm going to beat him. I'm going to beat Ricky Knight Jr.
So just another title that you can add to the collection when you win that one, then, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, I'm thinking about there's another room I might extend out, and because I got a nice little trophy rack, like title rack. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to extend that out and put all these there. Maybe I'll just auction them off. You know, I don't know.
The belt collector you can be. The tape collector, belt collector.
Or that, you know, something like that. I feel like someone else did it, but you know, obviously anything I do, I'm gonna do better. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get some storage space for all these titles for sure, and that will definitely be one of them. That will most definitely be one of them, and it'll be the smart. It'll be like really good for the company. I think, you know, they've only just started, and you know, talk about like bringing your company to the next level. You just saw it at Tidal just gone. They put me in the main event in the title match, and it sold out. You saw the show before that, Progress Wrestling. They had sold it out an entire show on me. So, you know, it's just in people's best interest, really, as a company to like put me in a position to score for them. You put me in a title match, I'll win the title match, and I'll represent your company, and your company will sell out. It will have eyes on it. It will sell out on tickets. It'll do well for them. So, you know, I bet they're really excited, and I'm happy to do that for them. I bet, you know, that it'll be good for British wrestling. It'll be good for them for me to carry their title. So they're welcome, and everybody who gets to speak to me, to interact with me, and to have me on their show is absolutely privileged. And you know, you're welcome, and I look forward to reading all of your praise.
Is there any plans for you to do a tour of Japan this year?
I said, Mr. Journalist, that I would be letting people find out as and when things unfold.
What about AEW or WWE? If any of them came knocking, who would you want to go to and
Yeah,
why?
listen, I'm a businessman, okay? I'm a professional wrestler, and that is my business. And whoever offers me money and contracts, and that goes from an independent level to a major TV deal level, um, it it's me as a businessman who weighs up the options and makes the choice that's best for me in my life. Like, what does impact does this have on my life? What impact does this have on me financially? Do I agree to these terms? This is just contractual things to consider as and when. I don't lean any which way toward anyone. I don't want for or will for anyone to do anything. Like I said, it's a privilege for these companies to work for me. It makes them money. It does them well. It's you know, that's really something for them to want after me rather than me to want after them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Um, so that truly is all of it is.
Speaking of WWE, you had a recent run in NXT UK. How did that come about, and who gave you the call? Who gave you the nod for that?
Again, like I said, man, these companies, they you know, they want to work with me because of how great I am and what I can do for them. They reached out to me. They wanted me involved, and I did. I worked for NXT UK for the last 6 months of them running before they closed the UK thing and looked to do the European thing. And it was a pleasure and a privilege to be a part of. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, it was great. And I feel like more companies should operate the way that they do.
What's a few things that you learned from your 6 months with NXT UK that you would take and then teach the other performers if you could? What's a few things that you learned?
I learned that there ain't nobody on this planet as good as me. I learned that the people at the very top of the industry, the people that everybody looks up to and talks about as the greatest, talk about me as the greatest. And it sounds like a character bit. It sounds like a gimmick. It sounds like a promo. It's a fact. It's a fact.
I mean, how long have you've been in the business since 2018, if that's correct? 1918. And I mean, the Rocket's 2024 is gonna be your year. You're gonna be skyrocketing to the top.
So I actually started when I was much younger as well. I actually started when I was 14 years old, and I did it for a bit, and then I got involved in some things, um, and I pulled away from the business for a little bit, and then sorted that out, and I came back to the business. So all in all, I've actually got over 10 years. This just is now entering the 11th year of experience in professional wrestling. Everyone's talking like this is some sort of like crazy overnight success thing. You know, just on I'm going to America. I've got the world title. I just on Busted Open Radio talking to Mark Henry. I've been in the ring with the best wrestlers in the world. I've had the people at the top of the industry from every single aspect of the industry knowing and saying and nodding the way that you are the greatest. This ain't overnight. This is greatness. This is a diamond that's been formed out of the pressure on a coal. But you're right. This is my year. This is my year. Every year's my year from here on out.
100%, man. 100%. Who would you say you haven't had a match yet? Who would you like to get in the ring with if you could?
That's a good question. What do you think? Who did you see? I'll spin it on you for a sec.
So, well, I'll pick 3 companies. I'll pick Impact.
Right.
In fact, I'll pick 4. New Japan.
Mhm.
I'll pick Impact, WWE, and AEW. Who I would like to see you in the ring with, and then
Okay.
I'll get you. And then I'll get yours if you want.
Yeah, I'll try.
So WWE, I would like to see you in a match against CM Punk.
Okay. All right.
AEW, MJF.
Mm-hmm.
Impact, I would like to see you against correct me if I'm wrong. Is it Steve Max? What's his name? Matchlin? I can't say his name. He was a US veteran. US veteran. Steve Macklin. He's Diana Peraza's partner. And for New Japan, I would like to see you against David Finlay.
Good shouts. Obviously, we know the outcome of all of those. But yeah, I'm interested in that. I'll take them all on. Like I've said, I'm a businessman. My business is professional wrestling. So for me, it's more about when you ask, like, I know this thing that everyone does on Twitter. They write their list and they go, "Oh, these are my dreams." I'm not a mark, bruv. I'm a fighter. I'm a good one. And so for me, it's more about like, all right, what's gonna get me the most amount of buzz? What's gonna give me the most attention? I love the attention. I love people talking about me, and I love money because I like to eat well, and not just like as in plentiful, as in exquisitely. I like good restaurants. I like to have my nice clothes and my nice things. So for me, it's about, lifestyle. Like, I want to make as much money and have as many people talking about it because it's fun. It's amusing to me. And also because I think I do the world a good justice. I do the world good by them being able to see me. The more people that see me, the better the world gets because they understand what it takes to be great. And the more people follow me and listen to me and understand what it is that I am and how I am this great, the better the world will be. So that's why I want the attention. I told you why I want the money. I enjoy the money and I love getting more of it. So that really is the contributing driving factor behind any fight I go after and want. More so than I don't know what it is that drives these other wrestlers to do stuff. With that in mind, WWE. And there's so many killers. There's so many superstars. That's what they do so well with WWE, right? So I feel like you could close your eyes and take a shot, and all of them would be a great shout. And AJ Styles, a Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, a Roman Reigns, a CM Punk, whoever you want. Pick the lot. I quite fancy a little scrap at Logan Paul. He reckons he can use the brass knucks, which he actually messaged me about, and I was the one who said, "Hey, look, give it a go." But he's done well with it. He's got a title there. That's a match that transcends just pro wrestling, and it gets the money and the attention, which I love. And so I think maybe that might be the shout. Even though I was the one who clued him onto the Nugs, like I think like maybe that's the good money match there. AEW, you mentioned Max. Yeah, some people have they've tried to do with Spike. I don't know, people are very unintelligent. They don't really get out much. They tried to draw some comparisons between me and Max. And for that reason alone, like I want to show the world there's no comparison between me and Max. I'll beat his short little what is he, 5'5" ass. I'll knock that kid out cold, no doubt about it. He has had and that's not to discredit him. I think he's probably the best in that company. I think he's done incredible things. I think he stands out beyond the rest of them on every aspect of it. I guess maybe that's why people might draw a comparison. Because in every aspect he has got. So similar to me. But yeah, I'll take that fight. Also, Ricky Starks, I think he's an fight. I kind of like him. I kind of he's got an attitude which I can get on with more so than Maxwell's recent embarrassing, like crowd pandering attitude. So maybe I could be the one to get his head straight on that. I don't know. For TNA, there's a whole number of things. I want to have a rematch against Speedball. I had a match with Speedball back in 2019, and he's doing stuff there. And whether it's on the independent, like a GCW, or at a TNA, like that's someone who I do want to have a rematch against. But because it come up recently, unless I've been fooled by what I've seen on the internet, there's a free agent who I would be intrigued to see the outcome. I'd be intrigued by what would come when we clash heads. And that's Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler. He appeared at TNA, right?
Yeah, correct.
And he's been saying for years, everyone's been saying, I'm here to show the world. He's saying, I'm that damn good, and I want to know how good he is. I want to know how damn good he is. Because, last time I was in the ring with someone who was meant to be the best in the world, and all of these people that are meant to be so damn good, it turns out they're not, and he's come to our territory, he was going straight into that WWE facility, that's WWE company and system, and he's been cradled, in this business. And it gets very real and very dangerous when you get to the independent scene, and you have to deal with things entirely on your own. There's no one holding your hand. So I very much look forward to that physicality. I do know the guy has had he's been very very successful in his early years in amateur wrestling. So I know that he can grapple incredibly well. I don't think he can strike very good, but I enjoy the idea of that physicality. And again, it's another eyes on me, big money match, which continues me on that path to showing the world how great I am. So that's that. And then it comes to New Japan. And there's a couple of things I want to say about New Japan, and that being, despite some of the back and forth physicality that me and Dan Maloney have had here in the UK, I like what he's doing out there. I kind of like him, and I also never had a run in with Gabe, but I like Gabe as a kid. I like Gabe kid as a guy, and I don't know if they'll have me. It wouldn't be the first time that people got jealous and didn't want to be my friend, but I don't know. Maybe I could be a ward though. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, but I don't want to fight them. If anyone, I tip my hat to those guys. I think they're doing incredible things out there. I think that they're the most interesting thing out there. And I think that they are set to take over New Japan and own that entire country. I think that's a given. That's my hot take for the year. Regarding competition, again, let's talk about the UK. I think you gave a great suggestion yourself, but Zack Sabre Jr. for a long time has like the flagship guy for the United Kingdom, especially out there, and not just the United Kingdom, but the British wrestling style. And it hasn't been. I don't think it's necessarily been displayed, or I don't think it's been made the focal point. Let's say. Everyone talks about my attitude. Everyone talks about my right hand. They don't necessarily talk about my wrestling grappling ability. And I would love to do a British rounds wrestling match with Zack Sabre Jr. And I think it could be quite fun to give that to the Japanese wrestling market. So there you go. That's my answers.
I can see that. I can see that. That could be, yeah. That could be very good.
When I beat Zack Sabre Jr. in a British rounds wrestling match, it'll be undeniable. It'll be embarrassing for you to say anything otherwise. Tateness is greatness.
Sure is, my friend.
More fame for me. Let's go. I'll have another steak. I'll have another bottle. Bring it over.
Who would you say your Mount Rushmore is of professional wrestling?
That's tough, man. I hate that question. I mean, I get the reason why we ask it, and I like the question really, but I honestly have never gave two answers the same. Like I think I've always changed it up. I think number one, without any doubt, one thing that's been in every single one of them is Eddie Guerrero. Absolutely, Eddie Guerrero, the best wrestler that has lived.
Undeniable.
Prior to me existing, Eddie Guerrero is the best wrestler in the world. Then it gets real hard. I think for innovation, longevity, impact on the business, I think you gotta give a nod to Rey Mysterio as well. I think another one of those, like myself, impact to the game, longevity, incredible like career. I think Triple H. And again, it's one of those things I can relate to. I feel it because the people for so many years and for so much of his career, everyone's been jealous of him. Everyone's been, rude about him. The fans have booed him. They don't like that someone could be that good and that successful and that smart. I don't think he ever gets the credit he deserves as a professional wrestler. I don't think he ever gets really the credit that he truly deserves. I think a lot of people write him off off that Mount Rushmore for a numerous amount of dumb reasons. And I think, I don't know, while I'm there and I'm thinking again, impact on it and every aspect, but I think perhaps Shawn Michaels. So there's kind of there's two like groups of friends there, isn't it?
Yeah,
but, I'm a guy with no friends, but I tell you what, as much as I respect them all, I'm better than them all, and I'm gonna show the world that there's only one Mount Rushmore, and you're looking at him.
Undeniable, one if not of the best in the UK currently.
The best, the greatest, the undisputed world heavyweight champion.
Agreed. If you could say anything to the viewers, what would you say?
I'd say go to TateMayFairs.com, buy yourself a t-shirt, some Tate MayFairs by Tate MayFairs aftershave, a sticker. You could get yourself a personalized cameo video, trading cards on their way out soon as well, and more t-shirts to come as well. So I'd say go do that, really, if anything. And then go to Twitter and go at Tate MayFairs. You are the greatest professional wrestler to ever walk planet Earth. And then a picture of you bowing down. And then I'd say go over and give it a follow. And then I'd say go over to Instagram. And I'd say go like and save every single one of my photos and videos. And leave a comment going, I bow down I bend the knee, I bow my head, and I confess that Tateness is greatness. And then I'd say go to YouTube, type in Tate MayFairs, find my channel. I'd say subscribe to that. I'd say watch each and every single one of those videos, give them a like, put the notifications on, leave a comment saying, I hereby declare that Tateness is greatness. And then I'd say, look where I'm at, have a look at the shows that are coming up, buy a ticket, come along, see me at the merch table, bend at the knee, bow at the head, and confess in front of the world that Tateness is greatness. And then buy another piece of merchandise. Even if you already got it, go buy another one. And maybe then go home and tell your friends. Actually, definitely then go home and tell all your friends and family. That's what I would say.
You are a very emotional, motivational man. From some of the videos I have watched of you, you like to give like speeches or say motivational things. What's one motivational thing that comes to your head right now on the spot?
I don't know that it works like that. I don't know. You can be like, hey, give me the, like, I feel like it's more reactionary, or it's more like the fact that I just am. I will say this. It has to be our lifestyle. It has to be momentum. No, like a rolling stone gathers no moss. If you wake up and you procrastinate, if you find yourself in a moment of doubt and stillness, and you feel the urge inside, it's like a physical thing, a reaction that will happen. You will feel your worthlessness. You will feel your lack of motivation. You will see you'll be disdained at where you're at and what your current set of circumstances are. Use that. Find that pain and transfer it. It is an energy which you are able to then transfer into action. It may be daunting at first, but if you transfer that into action, the action will have reward, and the reward will be very tasty. And that tastiness is just moreish, and you want more and more and more and more and more. I will say this. Another thing, that internal voice have, that self-dialogue you have with yourself, is incredibly important. They say in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was God. And they say, I would say, if you have a word that you are saying to yourself and it is unfavorable, you will receive unfavorable things. So use your words wisely, and the best way you can use them is by saying that Tateness is greatness.
I 100% agree with you, man. Honestly. Thank you for...
There ain't. I'm saying this stuff, and people go, oh, "This is real." There has never been a man like me. There very rarely is a man like me that comes along. This is bigger than professional wrestling. I just so happen to be in professional wrestling. I just so happen to. It was planned out since before I came here, before I stepped foot on this earth, before I even entered this physical realm. I decided I would come here. I decided I would enter this planet, this realm. I decided that the best way to get this message out would be a professional wrestler and show the world how great I am. I am doing it. You are watching it in real time. This is real. I am here. Here I am. This truth is here. Turn and face the sun, and the shadows will fall behind you. Here I am. You're learning day by day. It's inevitable. Every knee will bend, every head will bow, and every tongue will confess that Tateness is greatness. That's a fact.
You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong.
I have never been.
Thank you for coming on today. I do really appreciate having the TNT heavyweight champion on the show.
The undisputed world heavyweight champion. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, my friend. I definitely will see you soon and grab a photo at the merch table.
Right. No worries. Tell the world how great I am.
Like you were.